Well, it's opening week of deer season here in Oklahoma, and I want to thank everybody for watching Fired Up Outdoors. I can't help but think back on the season that I had last year and the two big Pope and Young whitetails I was able to harvest in Oklahoma with a bow. It was actually the first buck I harvested last year. It's called an M12, giant 12 point, and man, it was an emotional roller coaster ride to say the least on that particular buck. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode of Fired Up Outdoors. Thanks for watching. I'm covered up with them. I've got a hot doe, and I had two bucks in here early. One was the M12 that we're looking for. No camera light, couldn't shoot him. I just shot an absolute giant. I just shot a giant. I passed that same deer up this morning at about 8 yards because there was not enough camera light. What's left of my arrow, this is actually the side of the arrow that passed through the other side. I had fletchings sticking out on the side that I shot him, so this was hanging out the other side. He just broke it off. We probably gone about 40 yards, but now that we found this arrow, you should see the blood. It is pouring out of him now. So I heard when I was sitting in the stand, I tried to stay quiet and mark where I heard him last. I heard leaves rustle for another 50 to 80 yards. So he should be right up here unless he fell off into this bottom, which I hope he didn't because it is nasty. So we're doing this in the daylight because after we found the arrow, things went south pretty quick. We found a bed, still warm, and it had signs of a liver hit, but it also had stomach content in the bed. And we backed out immediately. We felt like we just bumped that buck out of his bed. We ended up giving him 8 hours before we went back, and unfortunately we still ended up bumping him out of another bed. He was still alive. We watched him run downhill, stayed on him, and just watched him. And eventually he got shaky-legged and fell down. That was the last time, but it was the start of a bunch of work. He was at the very bottom of a steep, rugged hill. It was dark. We couldn't take the camera. We were falling all over ourselves just trying to get down there. And then we had to do everything we could. We pushed, we dragged, we carried this buck, did everything but call in the helicopter to get him out. But it took 2 hours. And I'm surprised none of us broke an ankle, but I'm numb. I went from the highest of high, shooting this deer, having the history with him, to the very bottom of the barrel once we jumped him. And then putting my hands on him again, I was right back up, and I'm wore ragged emotionally. But he came in to a DKM Sense drag line 2 hours after I passed him up at 8 yards because of lack of camera light, and I was blessed today. So I'm real happy with this buck. This is the second year on this property. We're still learning it, and things are paying off. So we put a lot of hard work in here, scouting and putting food plots in and running cameras, trying to figure out the core area of these deer. They travel a lot and it's hard to keep track of them, so it's a lot of work, but well worth the reward when you put your hands on an animal like this. So I want to thank everybody for watching Fired Up Outdoors. We hope you enjoy the show. Fired Up Outdoors would like to thank all of our great sponsors.
Let's get fired up outdoors, out on the trail in your soul it roars, out in the open, stalking your prey, time to make your move today. Will you pull that trigger or are you gonna bail? It's a fine line between